I went over to my friend Jim's house to see what was going on because I wanted to talk about meditation, and he didn't strike me as the type of guy that was into meditating, but here's what he had to say. I asked him what the benefits of meditation were.
You learn how to deal with thoughts that bother you a lot, that should not be bothering you. I learned that I'm not my thoughts, not my emotions, not even my desires, and not my body. Doing a walking meditation, I realized that I am not my thoughts, that my thoughts are there, they're bothering me, they have a good intention, but I am not my thoughts, and I can choose whether I want to listen to them, follow them, or not. Your realities are just kind of imagined anyway, right? And so if you don't like the movie, change the reel.
What would be a good way to open the door for someone who is new to the world of meditation?
Almost any kind of meditation. You can meditate with mantras. Also the sitting meditation, which I don't like very well because my knees hurt, right? But there are different ways. You can just sit there. You can sit like this and do it. You can sit like this and do it. You can lie down and do it. Mm-hmm. All you need to do is observe your thoughts. You don't even have to stop them. All you do is observe them, thank them for being there, but say, that's enough, thank you, and continue on.
Where do you personally like to meditate?
Everywhere. Because as a previous hypnotherapist, I know how to exclude my environment from my thoughts completely. I can be next to a construction site with the jackhammers going bang, 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 and I can turn them off and still meditate.
Do you believe with all the technology and all the electromagnetic fields and just all the mumbo jumbo that's happening in this day and age of 2020 that depression is on the uprise and that people are people are suffering more now and they're in a greater need for mindfulness and meditation in their life?
There's a deluge of information. It's just tons of it is coming at you at any one time, right? And so it's hard not to get blown away by it, or it's hard not to be crushed by it. And when you're looking at the Facebook and everybody's showing their vacations and the new car and the new this and that, it's hard not to be comparing yourself all the time to these people who are really just putting their best faces up there anyway. It's not even reality. So being able to meditate and let those things go is very important. And people are addicted to information. They're addicted to the news. They are not happy with themselves. They're bored, or they're not happy with themselves. They're not feeling good enough. And they're going to be looking for anything to take them away from themselves. Whatever, they are going outside of themselves to get into that. And therefore, they are avoiding themselves.
Who or what 3 teachings have inspired you the most in your life?
When I was in college back in the 70s, we had these psychological things called happenings, and we had one thing they said, if it feels good, do it. That your unconscious mind, which talks to you through your body, will use this way to communicate with you to say yes or no. When someone asks you something and you're going to give them a no question, usually your body shuts up. And you know to say, your body knows you're going to say no way before you do. Check out the belly. If it feels good, do it, right? That's number 1. Number 2, an important one I learned was every action begins with a thought. And knowing that our thinking is controlling us in anything, in many, many ways. And that our behavior can be changed by changing our thoughts first. Behaviors don't change without changing what's going on in your brain. Another one is no matter where you go, there you are, right? Because you're not going to escape yourself. When I was young, I'm a very talented person. I could get jobs left and right easily. So if I didn't like the job, I could change jobs easily. If I didn't like the house, I could change the house. I could blame the job, I could blame the house, I could blame my girlfriend or whatever. And all I thought at that one time, earlier in my life, is all I need to do is change my environment, my life would change. But it didn't change at all. So no matter where you go, there you are. I had a really good friend one time who had this problem his entire life, called me up and said he wanted to come back to Taiwan, and after 30 or 40 years, I said, Joe, you can come back to Taiwan, but let me remind you, no matter where you go, there you are. It's going to be the same problem. And finally, I have one of the greatest hypnotists I ever, that I respect the most, would be Milton Erickson. And they asked him one time if he believed that there really was an unconscious mind. And he said, on the contrary, I'm beginning to wonder whether there's even a conscious mind. Just basically showing that we are run by our unconscious, not by our conscious mind. Even our unconscious mind tells our conscious mind what it wants it to think. So it's the boss. I do NLP, which almost is waking hypnosis. And people will come to me and want me to say, and I'll just say, want me to hypnotize them. And I had already been talking to them for like 15, 20 minutes. I said, I've already hypnotized you 2 or 3 times. All I have to do is engage your imagination and you are in hypnosis. So if you engage your imagination, you are engaging your right brain, you're engaging your unconscious mind.
So almost like finding that inner child in you again, because children are more in that state all the time, and when we grow up we lose that state.
Right. One good thing about hypnosis is you can turn off the rest of the world and go inside and find that inner child and bring that inner child back. It's the imagination that makes everything possible. No imagination, nothing is possible.
Remember to have an imagination and have a perfect day.